Well, with the roof on, we've got to turn our attention to other projects. What other projects do we have, babe?
Go ahead.
Everywhere we look, we got projects.
Yeah.
We will never be done with this house.
Yes, we will next year. The 5-year plan. You promised.
Uh-oh, I got to get working. Well, we had windows come in this week. Windows that go above doors. Transom windows. So we're going to go and look at one of those window spaces and see how we can make this thing work. Welcome back to Building at the Woods. We're a multi-generational family building 2 homesteads in western Michigan. We call our homestead project the Hazelwood build and the kids' homestead the Wildwood build. We both taken empty land and are building homes from the ground up, doing most of the work ourselves and helping each other as we go. If you're interested in the DIY way of life, you're in the right place. In the last episode, you saw us complete the shingles on our roof, but now we're on to the next project. Hanging transom windows, hanging window and door trim, and wrapping the house to protect it from the wind and the rain. Come along with us on this adventure as we build this house. One of the things I wasn't sure about while framing was the exact size of the windows I was going to be installing. For instance, if I'm going to install a 36 by 36 window, do I frame the rough opening to be 1/2 inch larger on each side so that a window that is exactly 36 by 36 inches will fit in the hole? Or should I build the rough opening to be exactly 36 by 36 and expect that the window's actual size is going to be 1/2 inch smaller? Well, because of my uncertainty, I tend to build the opening slightly bigger and then fill it in when I actually get my hands on the window. That way I know I can make the window fit in the hole. Yeah, it is a little bit of extra work, but at least I'm not having to move studs after the fact. I think we can just take the saw and cut up the sides, leave an inch on each side, and the top is pretty much going to be all the way up to the framing member. I think it is. Yeah.
You need to take the molding off of the
Brick
front.
molding on the other side, we can take that off. Yep.
Yep. I can do that.
Close the door for a second. Alright, now I need to put an inch of filler on these guys on both sides.
Right.
So 5 and a half. Kind of rocky. Kind of tippy.
Oh, legs can adjust.
Who would have thought that?
Oh, I don't know.
She's like, it rocks. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. She goes, they adjust. I'm like, who would have thunk it? Think, dude.
You're welcome.
All right. That worked out great. I needed 4 pieces of material. I got 4 out of that one board. Hardly any scrap. You must have planned that, babe.
Sure. want to dry fit it first?
No. Pretty sure.
Famous last words.
All right, so that's how that's going to work. Just have to trim that all out. I think that'll work fine. Question is the boss happy?
Yeah, I am.
Well, while I'm here working on this door, I might as well install the doorknobs I picked up while I was at Menards this week. That will make this door less susceptible from swinging back and forth as the breeze blows through the building. I like to pre-drill the holes in door hardware just so that I don't have splits show up later. Doors take a lot of beating as they're open and closed, slammed 100 times over their life. Just want to give the wood a chance at staying in one piece. Well, what do we have here? We have a really pretty butterfly. He's like, how do I get out of here? I can see the outdoors, I just can't get there. Oh man. All right, let me see if I can coax you out. Go on. Okay, how hard can it be to guide a butterfly out of the building? I thought my idea of using a big cardboard panel would be genius. Yeah, but after struggling a bit, alright, a lot, I had to discard that idea. That butterfly wasn't having any of my help at all. Not working. Oh, I wish Casey and Landon were here. I got a butterfly. Check that out. I'm gonna let him out. I'm gonna let him outdoors. He's gonna be like, oh, that's what I wanted to do the whole time. Hi, we butterfly. There you go. There you go. Woo! One butterfly saved. We got the same situation with this window as we had with that first one. I'm going to have to fill in an inch on each side, and then the top will get cut flush right across the header. Easy. I'm thinking, I don't need to dry fit that. It'll be a perfect fit. Except that it wasn't. I'm glad I did the dry fit. So this door is actually not installed. It's been here for several weeks now. We just put a couple screws to hold it in. But I really need to take the time to get it set in its proper position, sealed on the bottom. So we'll take that out. We also are going to take off all the brick molding here because we're not actually using brick molding in the finished product. We'll actually put a wider baseboard on there. Well, I think we're going to put some Tyvek up and trim around these doors and windows this afternoon, just to make it kind of look a little more done. All right, so I was thinking we could go ahead and work over here. If we're going to do the window trim, though, we need to finish the Tyvek covering. And before we can put the Tyvek on, see the ends of those trusses, I need to go up there and trim those just a little bit.
No one's going to see it from the road.
You're supposed to say, who did that?
I know who did it. I'm looking at him.
No. No, it was our youngest daughter, Krista. Instead of pushing the wall out, we nailed them flat.
Oh, wait a minute. Dan
actually got out here and he helped a little bit.
And
but
he tried to push the wall out.
Well, it's because we'd already come halfway down here. It was already, the damage was already done. So we should wait for Krista to come so she can come fix her mistake, huh? Is that what you're saying?
No. The blame is on this person right here in front of me.
It always goes to the boss.
No. That would be Olivia.
Are you the boss?
Olivia.
She's inside where it's cool. So anyway, I'll take the saw or the ladder up there, and I'm gonna trim. You're right; they don't all have to be trimmed too much, but many of them do need to be trimmed some. Okay. While I'm doing that, I do have a job for you. So if you would take the black tape and go around the transom windows,
yeah,
and just tape over that. And come down here maybe a ½ inch away from this edge. Okay? If you get done with that before I get done with my job, then locate the Tyvek, and I think we can cut a piece in half.
Okay.
So maybe cut one that's half as long as this wall. So this wall is 26. So cut it 13, 14 feet, and then bisect it. That way we can stick half there and half there.
Okay. I still think you should put something flat and go along here and just see how many of those actually need to be trimmed. You're supposed to say yes, boss.
And that's why she's not in charge.
Yes, boss.
Yes, boss. This is my last house. And I'm wanting to do it right. You may be noticing that pink strip of tape on the side of my head. I'm wondering why does he have pink tape? there on the side of it. Well, I bought glasses that were clear, completely clear, absolutely no color at all, and it's so easy to lose them on the job site. So I've got pink tape on there. I know it's fashionable. Bear with me, folks. Stole my ladder.
Well, you stole mine. I'll be done.
You're good. Well, it didn't take long to trim off the ends of those tails. Wasn't too bad. That made it so that we could then put the final sheet of plywood up there into that truss area and get it all taped with that black tape.
Just around the window?
Yeah. Actually, I can go all the way down that door. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be a pretty good air deterrent, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, you're just making more sawdust on my clean floor.
Yes, I am. Alrighty. Can you help me tack some of this up? Take the yellow ladder. You're away 2 inches. Alright. Back towards back towards me. Yeah. Good.
While I was finishing with pieces in the corner, Karen got to work taping the seams with zip tape. We really like this method of sealing the seams, and we think that it will keep our air infiltration to a minimum. Once we got this side of the house finished up, got all the house wrap on and taped, we switched over to the opposite end of the house, the master bedroom side, doing the exact same thing.
So yesterday we were out here and putting the Tyvek on. Actually, it's a different kind of house wrap, but same principle. We got all ready to start hanging trim boards. I got a call asking for some help fixing all the hot water heaters. So today now we're back at it. We're going to start adding some trim around these windows. Exactly where we want to be. $166 7/8. Just a smidge short.
What?
Are you perfect?
I mean, I can give you a little bit more.
Okay, that's good. That's perfect. Still good?
Yep.
I think I want to put a shim behind here just to keep it from rolling.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a big gap.
That flange. Could you go grab a packet of shims?
Yeah.
As we're putting these trim boards on, we're seeing that they're kind of angled. And the reason why is you've got that flange from the window sitting in here with screw heads into that flange. And so there's a little bit more thickness over here near the window than there is over here on the wall. And so in order to keep these trim boards from slanting away from the window like that, when I'm nice and flush, we're actually going to shim the back side of this just to pull this side out away from the face of the plywood board as well. Another thing you might be asking is, you've got a nail gun out here shooting finish nails. Why not just use that nail gun to shoot all those finish nails? Well, these particular finish nails are inside finish nails, so they're not galvanized. And I want to make sure that I give that nail a chance with the weather elements. And so we're using a galvanized casing nail that we're hand driving. So you might be asking yourself, is galvanized or non-galvanized really that big of a difference? Well, just look at this wall over here. We actually put these sheets of plywood up last year, and it's been through a winter. Can you tell which sheet of plywood actually got nailed with galvanized nails and which one didn't? Yeah, you can see on this sheet right here, this sheet does not have galvanized nails. I don't know what we were thinking or what we did at that point in time. Maybe we grabbed from the wrong box. Non-galvanized.
So the general strategy of using the nail gun is simply to secure the board in place, because it's kind of hard to get your board in a stable place and not have it move while you're beating on it. So we'll use that nail gun just to shoot a couple nails to hold it in place, and then we'll go back and drive the galvanized casing nails by hand with a hammer.
So this width is 7 1/4 wide,
Yeah.
both places, and our board is 5 inches. So we have the option of having two boards.
Yeah.
with a seam down the middle. And you don't really like that look. You'd rather have a wide board. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, so the boards that you had up here earlier had a rounded edge. What if we did 2 of these that are flat?
You still have a seam.
But I can caulk it,
You can caulk it.
and that would go away. 'Cause I'm going to paint it.
I think we ought to just go and look to see if we can get a 7-inch wide. So an 8-inch wide board
Yeah.
that we trim to that. It'll be a solid piece
Yeah.
in there.
Let's try that.
We want them to be fairly nice boards, you know. These boards that we're putting out here are #1 wood with almost 0
Knot.
defects. Yeah. I don't want to have big knots in this board either. I would rather have the seams than tons of knots. Might be hard to find an 8-inch wide board with no knots
Yeah.
at 5/4 thickness.
Right.
We could buy a really nice 2x8, cut it to width, saw, table saw, and then run it through a planer.
Oh. Yeah.
We just have to find a couple really nice 2x8s.
Yeah.
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 We haven't used our planer for a while.
I know. We have one.
Yep. Okay, moving around to the other side. Like that?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
That is me.
Do what?
Kind of feeling pretty. Peanut butter.
Yeah, probably why. You need to come eat Taco Bell with me.
Yeah, not all the time.
So, I don't know if we've ever said this on camera, but I eat a lot of Taco Bell.
Too much.
A lot of Taco Bell. But it's for a good reason. My body is somewhat gluten intolerant. Not completely, but if I eat too much, I'm definitely breaking out. And I have been through several cycles where, you know, I couldn't eat any gluten at all, or otherwise I've got rashes on elbows and knees and other places and stuff. And so just go off for, you know, a year and let your body kind of recoup. You try to do things like eating more, you know, greens like kale and stuff like that. All the really good stuff in life, you know. Yeah. It's not too bad in a blueberry smoothie, but anyway, so trying to stay away from gluten, that means no burgers. So anywhere that does a burger is out. You know, Wendy's or McDonald's or Burger King, you know, gone. Or Kentucky Fried Chicken with their breadings and stuff like that. But can I eat? Corn shell tacos. So I eat a lot of them. And I'm tired of them. Yeah. But you do what you have to do. And I'm thankful right now that I'm in that stage of remission where I can eat a little bit of gluten now and then. It doesn't bother me. So I'm thankful for that. See if this will work without Karen. I'm 66 3/4. All right, let's get a measurement here. You like that?
Yep, I'm flush.
And I'm out of nails again. I have a few more. All right, and just a few extra wide boards and this part will be done.
Well, to finish off the day, we grabbed that roll of house wrap and continued around the west end of the building, getting all of that house wrap hung up there and the house weatherproofed in.
Well, it's there's still daylight left, but we are going to call it a day. We have a special gentleman coming over to court our daughter, so we need to
Prep for that.
prep for that.
Fun time.
Yeah, it's a good life.
Yeah.